So, I like talking about race. Not so much like just about race, but how people think it's changed over the years and how they're incredibly wrong. So, I don't know. It's crazy to think like I don't know. Every culture has like their little jokes. Every culture is seen to be racist against certain cultures. Like, Americans don't like coloreds. Puerto Rican and Guatemalans don't really get, like, you call a Puerto Rican Guatemalan, they're gonna get pissed off. Although I've only seen Mexicans get confused as Guatemalan, but that's neither here nor there. If you call a Filipino Hispanic, they're gonna get mad at you, and that's mostly because Spain tried to like take control of the Philippines, and now we're like, are we Asian? Are we Pacific Islander? Are we Hispanicized? Nobody knows. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some eyeliner on, and I think I can talk while doing that. I'm not entirely sure, but we'll find out. So, like, when it comes to things like immigration, okay, this isn't working out. So, please excuse me. I'll be right back. I need to get some fire. Be 2 seconds. Found it. So, even what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, Filipinos don't like Taiwanese for some reason. I want to blame my grandfather on that, because he was a pretty racist person, and he taught. It's bad that you learn it's bad learning things through memes, because that's what my life has come to now. But in the past, it was learning things through my racist grandfather. Like, what different Asian languages sound like to an Asian language speaker. It's quite hilarious to watch. Now, he's an old man. I'm not expecting him to change his ways. However, he did come to America legally. He was born in the Philippines. And this is the last man that my grandmother married. The one that was in my life the most. And, they both made it to America before they married each other, blah, blah, blah. Learn the language. My grandmother learned Spanish on the way. Like, it's hard. It's hard to come to America, okay? And I'm Taino. Taino, Teano, however you want to pronounce it. It's a native... I blew that a little too hard. I don't know if y'all can see this. To be Native American... I don't have any tissue. To be Native American means that you are native to the Americas. Right? Now, other than Alaskans, I haven't really seen that many Native Americans in Canada. And when I say in Alaska, I mean like, they border Canada. But neither here nor there. There's a lot of indigenous people from Hawaiian, but they won't call themselves Native Americans. They'll call themselves Native Hawaiians. But, I mean, they were here before America decided to Americanize Hawaii. And a lot of them go by... that's so messy. A lot of them go by Samoan, because Samoa was like the predecessor to Hawaii. Don't at me. Anyway. In Mexico, in Puerto Rico, this might come as a surprise for you, so hold on to your wigs and your fake tits. But people who are native to Puerto Rico, some of us can trace our ancestry back to being Native American. And, in my opinion, because Puerto Rico is U.S. territory, then you should be able to come to America, right? Why do our passports have to be different? You know, like, I don't understand, bitch. I don't understand. And my closest ties to my Native American ancestry has unfortunately passed away on the 13th of February. So I apologize if I haven't been uploading as much or if I've been more emotional. It's just a lot of different shit going on. That's not too bad. It's a little bit crooked, but I mean, like, if I keep moving my face, you're never going to tell. But I don't understand. I really don't. There's a lot that I don't understand. Let me tell you this story about how I was bullied because I'm not white. So, when I was younger, I used to live in Joliet, Illinois. Now, a lot of people don't really know about Joliet, Illinois because it's not Chicago. But I was born in Joliet and I did elementary school and part of junior high in Joliet. Now, I don't know how it is now because it's been a good minute since I've been out there, but they are very racially separated. Very. And I don't mean like people are forcing this, you know, other than the ghettos. But, I mean, in school, you know, the Asians hung out with the Asians, the blacks hung out with the blacks, the white kids were together, and then there's me. I'm not black enough to be black. I'm not Asian enough to be Asian. I don't think I'm white. I have a Puerto Rican last name. So I didn't really have, like, you know, a group. Which is weird because you would think it would be like the jocks and the preps and shit. No, it was fucking race. Like, so, like, I tried to hang out with everybody, you know. Anyway, back to the story. It's in my eyelid. Summer vacation. I'm in elementary school. I'm in elementary school, probably 5th grade. I remember this because I had a really bad sensitivity to light, and every time I went outside, I had to wear very dark sunglasses, and to this day, the sun hurts my ojos. So I'm riding my bike up and down these awesome hills, and all of a sudden, you know, this guy comes and talks to me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's my friend's older brother. Like, sorry, I put too much chapstick on. I'm like, oh my god, that's my friend's older brother. Like, why does he want to talk to me? Blah, blah, blah. And so the kid comes up to me, pushes me off my bike. The nigga spits on me, kicks me while I'm down. I think the kicking game came before the spitting. I can't remember. And then he proceeded to tell me to go back to my country. Now, I was confused for many a reason. Number one being, if you're being racist against blacks, your ancestors were the ones who fucking brought me here in the first place. Both of my assumed fathers have slave last names. Okay? When I say that, I mean their last name is not native to their bloodline. What I mean is our ancestors were freed slaves and had to pick a last name. Most of which being the name of the slave owner, or freeman, blackman, whiteman, you know, those types of names. Those are slave names for those of you who don't know. So there's Street and there's Johnson. You tell me where those are last names anywhere else other than America, please. Or Europe or some Anglo-Saxon area, okay? So there's the black side of me being very confused because his ancestors were the ones who brought me here in the first place. If what he's saying is that he is a native, you can only push it as far as the fucking Pilgrims if you're a white native. Unless one of the Pilgrims done, you know. Anyway, neither here nor there. So, there's that part. You brought me here. Why would you want to send me back? This is your doing. Now, the Puerto Rican side of me is also confused. Because as a Puerto Rican, we belong to the U.S. Yes, America does not care about Puerto Rico, and that is very sad. Even though we are a U.S. territory, they don't give a shit about our natural disasters or our needs. They only come in when they feel like, to be honest, they only come in when they feel like Puerto Rico is gaining power. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. We're going back to this very bad memory of a racist, prejudiced white guy. So the Puerto Rican part of me is confused. The black part of me is confused. Now the Filipino part of me is like, you know what? My grandmother actually worked really hard to come to this country. She learned the language. She got a job. This woman was a nurse. She was a nurse. Okay? Now, I don't know if you know this, but a lot of Filipinos are nurses. A lot. I can tell by how they talk. And as someone who goes to hospitals a lot, it's very endearing to hear somebody answer when you say, Filipino ka? Hey, yeah. You know Tagalog? Yeah, my grandma's from the Philippines. Oh, have you ever been? You know, like, it's beautiful. So that part I can kind of understand because my grandmother is, you know, legally here, but an immigrant. So, like, that's the only place I could go is Puerto Rico. But, like, all my other hello, frames. All my other races, like, number one, you brought us here. Number two, I was here first. You know? And number three, the part of my family that immigrated here is legal. So you tell me again, how can I go back to my country when you have desecrated it with your fucking pipelines? Please tell me. Because I don't fucking know. And that's another thing. So we were taught in our little elementary textbooks during Thanksgiving that Christopher Columbus discovered America, that the Indians gave them what they needed and they had a big feast. And they traded. No, that's not what happened, sweetie. I am very curious to see what this looks like. I kind of look like a who. Kind of like it, kind of don't. I don't know. That's the one thing I like about doing my makeup in the middle of the night is that no one's really going to see my face other than all the people who are watching YouTube. All 2 of you who watch my videos. So, I actually like this. Why do I like it? So, race is a big subject for me, and sometimes I feel very uncomfortable. Like, my cousins go to church. There's nothing wrong with going to church. I believe that it is a good place for like-minded individuals to congregate. Point blank. Sometimes I want to get a little Jesus in me, And I love my cousin's church. Love it. It's fun. It's engaging. We all do karaoke. Like, it's a cool place. This is coming from a multi-faith person right now. And the only thing that makes me uncomfortable, I'm always the only black person there. The only person of color. Unless my uncle and my other cousins with me, then, we got some Puerto Rican, Filipino, Asian, we got that side. Native American. But, they make me feel very welcome until they ask me if they can touch my hair, or they do it without asking. My uncles were president and vice president of their local softball team. And my cousins were in softball. And I chose to help out at the snack shack. Because why not? Like, family bonding. So, my cousin's friend's mom, whose name I don't even know, all I know is that she works for the fucking fire department, comes behind me and touches my hair. I can feel when people touch it. Maybe not a wig. No, I can feel that too. But you can feel when someone touches your hair. I can. I don't know. So, my hair was pretty long. It was pretty out there, And all of a sudden, I feel a little... And I turn around, face and all. And I remember the woman, she's the stepmom of one of my cousin's friends. I was like, oh, hi. And she's like, God, I love your hair. And I'm like, don't fucking touch it. Like, would you go to another white person and just start touching their head? Is that okay? That's not... Hold on. We busting out Dr. Monochrome for this analogy. Analogy, metaphor, I don't know. It depends on how I explain it afterwards. So, we're going to call Dr. Monochrome Jenny. And Jenny is an Anglo-Saxon white American, right? Jenny also sounds like this. Oh my God, Andrea, I love your hair. Thanks. Is that a wig? Yes. Why would you wear a wig? Your natural hair is so pretty. It's actually to, like, protect my scalp against dryness and stuff. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh my God, Dre, it feels so real. I mean, it's supposed to. Now, Jenny and I are going to switch places. She's still a blonde-haired, blue-eyed, Anglo-Saxon white American. And I'm not. I don't know if you could tell. Oh my God, Jenny, what did you do to your hair? Oh, I got a little cut. Really? It's so nice. I mean, the texture is so different. That's not like my hair at all. You have hair like a golden retriever. Like, if anyone compared you to a golden retriever by looks, okay, would you be a little bit irritated? Just a little bit. Just a little bit. How about being called a sheep? Or a poodle? No, I'm not a fucking poodle. And I'm not a fucking sheep. I'm a human who has more texture in their 3 follicles than you do in your entire head, Karen. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. And I don't like when people say I don't see color. And the reason why I don't like it when people say I don't see color is because you not seeing color means that you don't see the cultural divide. You don't see the separate but equal. You don't see the occult, I keep saying occult. You don't see the cultural appropriation we have to put ourselves through, burning our scalps to straighten our hair so we'll be accepted into school. No, honey. My mom used to tell me almost every day I go to school, do not let anybody touch your hair. I swear to God. And you know, when your mother talks through her teeth, somebody's ass is going to get beat. And I learned from a young age, like, you need to respect my bubble. No, you cannot pet my head. Would you go around petting your teacher's head? No, I'm not a dog. Don't run your fingers through it, because your fingers is going to get greasy. How often do you wash your hair? Like twice a week, maybe. Ew, are you serious? Yes. If I wash my hair every other day, I will get dandruff. And not just like, oh, it's snowing dandruff, but the shit gets scabby. My scalp needs moisture. And unlike y'all, when you don't wash your hair for 3 days and it looks all icky and sticky and like somebody just poured olive oil all over your shit, my hair's gonna look fine. I just gotta put some oil in this bitch. What you want? Now, I totally understand if, you know, oh, I did cornrows in my hair because I'm working in the desert or I'm going to the beach or whatever, and you don't, you're trying to protect your hair. That I can understand. Bethany, you can wear cornrows if you need to go swimming. I understand. However, please don't post on Facebook every other day with your box braids and say you on fleek, waiting for everybody to applaud you. Because if I do it to protect my hair, I'm seen as unprofessional. I'm seen as dirty. How can you wear those braids in for 2 months at a time? Because I know how to wash my scalp? I mean, what you want to hear? ¿Qué estás? ¿Qué entiendo? What? Huh? Huh? This was a ramble. I got heated from that last video. I don't know if y'all can tell, but I got a little heated. Anyway, this is like my most natural wig. And when I say natural, I mean like it looks like it would be my hair. Like it looks like I would have this hair type. I have a minty blue wig that doesn't have bangs. I don't like wigs that don't have bangs. That's just how I feel, except for the pink one that I have. It's like 30 inches at least, and it's got brown roots. I love it, but it's like straight. And then I've got another one that I think goes black to white with bangs, but it makes me look really Asian. That's the cool thing about being mixed race, is that certain outfits and certain hairstyles and certain makeup really just bring out the different characteristics of my bloodlines, which I'm extremely proud of. Now, I kind of want to talk about my prejudice. There we go. I'm not racist. I'm prejudiced. The difference being, I slammed that a little bit too hard. I really love this lipstick. I mean, I don't think I look like Joker or anything. I just like the... Anyway. I forgot what I was saying because of my lipstick. I don't know. I was really heated from that talk. Oh, okay, here's a part that I missed when talking about John the slave owner. So, you know, Miss Slave gets pregnant by John. And, oh no, I finished that sentence. They leave John inside the house, so he's a house worker. The mom's a house worker, and they believe that they have supernatural children. Yeah, it's a weird part of eugenics that I am kind of for, because it's not talking about eradicating us completely. And I believe mixed races, just like mixed dogs, have less health problems. I'm just saying, y'all know what the Habsburg chin is, and y'all know where it came from. Trying to keep the bloodline pure. Hair in my mouth. I don't know. And I have friends, white friends, that understand, they're like, leftists, Black Lives Matter, things like that. And we talk about race all the time, and it's great. However, there are some times, especially, I take taxis to my doctor's appointments because my insurance covers it, and I'm terrified to drive. And I usually ask for a medical delivery driver because they're more professional. And that's neither here nor there. Yes, it is. And anyway, with this guy, I can't remember his name. He's got an awesome tattoo on his back, but you can tell he had a surgery after he got the tattoo on his back, because there's a line on the back of his neck. And we were talking about surgeries and stuff, because my uncle, my cousin, blah, 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 blah. Mi tío actually, he had multiple surgeries, and that's one of the things, they cut him right here. And I was telling him about that. We were talking, about health. It was cool. And then he was like, oh, I have to pick somebody else up. Well, it would have been nicer for you to say that when we were on the phone, so I can get something to distract myself. So I think the guy's name is Dave, who drove me. If it's not, it's not. I don't know what the other guy's name is, so we'll call him Kevin. Kevin's an older guy. He's got oxygen, he's got a cane, blah, blah, blah. Now, I can tell their attempts to try and, I don't know, make me feel comfortable, tell me that they understand, but it just came out really cringy. They were talking about how all lives matter means Black Lives Matter too. And they were oh God, I need to say this verbatim because it has not left my heart. I ain't really been around that many colored people. I had an Indian or two in my high school, but that was about it. And then they proceeded to talk about their first times hanging out with Indians. Y'all know we're not Indian, right? Indians are from India. Just like Spanish is a language of Spain, and they're Hispanic or Spaniard. Do you get it? You get it? You get it? So they were talking about how there's so much diversity now. Mind you, I live in a town of 5,000. Diversity where? There's a Confederate flag next to a 2020 Trump no bullshit sign on somebody's garage down the street. Down the street. So, I mean, I have really good friends, that understand. They took me to Woodman's the other day. Let me tell you, I found the brand of mango nectar that my grandparents used to get from the Pinoy stores. I found the brand of chupao that my grandmother used to get. I found mogu mogu, which was one of my first experiences with aloe juice. Oh my goodness. They had rice ramen there, all the mochi you can think of, fucking pocky. They had dehydrated coconut milk, and it was so cheap. So I bought 3. And they had curry, like just the curry sauce that you mix. It's a simmer mix. Let me tell you, I fell in love with Woodman's. Their produce section puts Walmart to shame. To shame. The only problem is that it's really far. And far is scary. I'm still trying to leave the block. Which I've been doing. We've been walking around a block or 2, me and my dog. I take her out at least 3 times between 8 and 6. Sometimes 4 or more, but the lowest is 3. And, we've been taking walks around the block. It's been good. But everybody keeps on trying to stop and talk to her. And I'm training her. She's a service. She is a psychiatric service dog. I registered her last week, this week. She's registered. I actually registered her under 2 different registration thing. I don't know. She's with the ADA and she's with something else. But now I have to get her a vest, and I feel as though when I get her a vest that says that she's a service dog in training, that people are just gonna leave us alone, because that's really one big piece of my social anxiety, is that everybody wants to stop and pet my dog and then talk to me because I have a dog. No, I have a dog because people scare me. I have a dog, so I don't have to talk to people. I left the window open. We haven't had the heat on for a good minute. Sometimes in the middle of the night we'll turn it on, but during the daytime, the sun's been kicking our asses. So, and window's open and she's crying, and I'm like, you want to go outside? She's not here, so I was like, you want to go outside? And she runs towards me. She runs outside, or runs to the door. I get my clothes ready, whatever. I grab her leash, I open the door, and I see my neighbor downstairs. I'm like, yeah. So, not my next door neighbors, but my downstairs neighbors. I'm not going to give you guys her name because this is none of y'all's business. Anyway, so I saw her in the chair, and I was like, hell yeah, my dog finally gets some playtime with her favorite husky and mastiff mix. Oh, they're so beautiful. Puka and Lucifer. They're running around, having the best of time. I'm talking to my neighbor's little girl. She's too young for school. We were playing horsies and stuff. I love kids. I love part-time frames, part-time. I don't know if I'm ready full-time yet. But it was a good experience, I got to socialize for a little bit. We weren't out too long. My dog got to run around. It was fun. And I need to socialize more. And exposure therapy is the best therapy when you have phobias that you're trying to avoid. Now, that being said, let me do a search. I don't know what it's called. I think it's called sidonglobophobia. What is the fear of cotton called?
According to SBS, the fear of cotton wool balls is a sensory phobia which is believed to affect a handful of people around the world.
Yep, sit-on globophobia, which I think I've explained this before. Q-tips, no. I use plastic ear cleaning devices, and then I can just clean them in alcohol. Therefore, I reuse them. It's fine. When I do have to use a Q-tip, it's usually to clean my vape. This little part where nothing wants to go through, that little hole. And when I do that, I have to wrap the other. I have to wrap the other end. Like, I can't. No. If there's pills in a bottle, like over-the-counter bottle of pills, and you got that cotton, my boyfriend's got to take it out. No. My cousin, Dakota, used to scare the shit out of me because during Halloween, we both love Halloween. And as soon as the shit comes out, we're buying Halloween decorations. But she really likes fake spider webs. And she touched me with one before. And it took everything inside of me not to cry, scream, and run away. Why I don't like it? I don't know. I also can't stand Sherpa or whatever let me show you. Now, this is a robe. This is a robe that I have not worn in a while because of what I'm about to show you. Now, this is so soft. It's so soft. It's just nice. And then we have this part. Do you see it? This? No. The reason why no is because when you put your... Do I have GERD? When you touch it, it like clings to your skin. I don't know. Just like the ShamWow. I can't touch it. I can't do it. I'm not gonna do it. I can't. Nope. Fail me, professor, because I refuse. And I'm not trying to fix that. It's uncomfortable. I don't need it. The cotton that I buy is usually woven. Like, it's not raw. And my friend wants me to start making stuffed animals. Hello. My friend wants me to start making stuffed animals with her again. And I'm like, hell yeah. Why do I want to make stuffed animals with her? Because she uses foam and not polyfill or cotton. No bueno. Muy bueno. A mí no me gustaría. ¿Cómo se dice cotton in Spanish? ¿Cómo se dice sit-on globophobia in Spanish? I got a question for you guys, for you multilingualists out there. Are phobias the same language? Are phobias the same word in different languages? Because it's a Latin derivative. I don't know. I've been trying really hard to make these videos shorter. So I'm going to stop right now and just make another video. So yeah.